Excuse me. I have no idea what to do with my hands at all. Unless I'm painting or playing piano, I have no idea what to do with these things. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Holly Jones and I'm an artist based out of San Jose, California. So thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to be chatting about this self-portrait from my previous video, and I'm also going to be talking a little bit about my experience starting on YouTube. So if you haven't already, you can click right here to check out that video, or you can go onto my channel and find it there. But before I do all of that, I need to say thank you for almost 60 subscribers and over 500 views on my first video within its first week. Amazing. So it's been super exciting this week. And once again, thank you to you all, and thank you to God for this awesome opportunity to share what's on my heart with the whole world. What a gift and what a privilege. All right, back to the video and hope you enjoy. All right, so let's get into this reflection about this self-portrait. But I am also going to talk about the technical execution of this painting, being that I am a self-taught artist. So I am going to give myself just a little bit of a gentle, constructive critique. But let's start with some of the supplies I used. Okay, let's talk about paper. Originally, what I showed in the video was this brand, Indigo. It's Indigo brand art papers. It's 90 pounds, so it's not very heavy paper, but because it's 90 pound and it is 100% cotton, it could not stand up to the water, layers and layers of water, plus my erasing. The fibers started coming apart. And what you didn't see in the video, you can't tell too much here, but I was erasing a lot and the paper started getting ruined. I spent so much time on it already, so I had to think of plan B. So as you can see, I started rather small, and I had to go in with this transfer paper. I put this down and I put this under it, and then I put that onto my bigger paper, my trusty Strathmore 140 pounds cold press watercolor paper. So I'll give it another chance. I actually found a frame for this in exactly this size. I didn't know that was a standard size. So here's where we started. And And then here's where we landed. So in the end, I'm glad I went bigger. I don't know why I started so small, but I feel like the longer portrait paper helps with the composition too. I feel like my face was kind of just blown up in this size. I feel like this gave me a lot more room to play with. So it was like meant to be, right? Excuse this congestion today. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how'd I do? How'd I do on this self-portrait? Well, first of all, when I look back on my footage, I realized that I was painting for the most part through the night. I was using some LED work lights, and I was trying to get as close as I could to natural daylight, but as we know, there's nothing like natural daylight when you're working. But I just kept looking back at it, and then I would look back at the footage, and even right now, I feel like it looked really washed out. I looked a little ghostly, so that's why I had layered on some layers of color pencil just to warm it up a little. So that was one just minor critique. And also traditionally, we wouldn't continue working on a piece after you've signed it, but I'm a rule breaker. So I went in and I tried to fix her up a little bit because I just had to show a little bit more signs of life. And also, you know, when you're staring at it for so long, sometimes you just get so focused on one or two things, or you just want to get through it. You want to get to the finish line, but you should really take your time and take time to step away from it too. You know, you lose your line work sometimes, which is what happened. And apparently I lost my jawline too. I had to step back and look at, okay, proportionally, does it look accurate? Even though I'm not really going for all that much realism. I mean, it looks a little cartoony to me actually, but I like the style. I don't know what you would call this style, but I did lose a little bit of my line here, so I had to fix it, which is where I came in with some acrylic paint marker. You can see a little bit of shininess there, but it's okay. It's just for me to hang on my wall. I think that looks a lot more accurate. I did a little reshaping and work like around here and then around here. The only other thing I edited were the stars because I felt like I lost them a little bit in this blue-gray shirt. So I just, with a color pencil, I just went in and gave them all an outline with this like indigo and navy blue. And I feel like they pop out a lot better. Look how shimmery that is. And we've got to appreciate this gold drips. If you want to know what inspired me to paint this, I just prayed before I painted. Have you ever prayed before you painted? Because you should try it. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. I just asked God, how do you see me? I feel like the Holy Spirit inspired it, the color choices, and I had no plan really going in. I just knew that this is the reference picture I want to try to paint. So sure, there's a couple little bloops in there. You got to be proud of your work, guys. You got to stand by your work. Be proud of it. There's always room to improve. I wanted to share a little something with you because this is not the only self-portrait I've done. Let me show you. All right, I'm going to show you this one first. See this tab? Here's a self-portrait I tried. Apparently I was tired. I was very much into portraits and I wanted to get good at it. And as you can see, I didn't know about proportions yet. I was just trying things. And as you can see, I was very lazy with the hair. I kind of still am. I think once I get the likeness, I just kind of want to move on. I don't think any of these things are where they're supposed to be. I didn't have a method. I was just getting my hand moving. It's okay. And maybe I got my likeness a little bit. And then maybe a year or two later, I sketched this one out directly on, this is directly on the cover of this other sketchbook. And I went from here to here. And then I said, let me try my hand at skin tone and color theory, and it's giving Mr. Krabs. It's a little too warm. I was just practicing and trying and trying and trying, and it's not bad. Again, I don't know what style that is, but I think I did a decent job. And then went here, where I am able to, kind of experiment more and stylize a little bit more. So that's been my little journey. Let's have a look at all three. So as you can see, I could be a lot harder on myself, and I have in the past. I can give myself some grace as I critique my own work from about the past 5 years or so, because I have this habit since about the age of 6 when I was starting to learn piano. I love to learn new things, but I just knew and I trusted that if I just keep at it, if I just keep practicing, I will improve. I have to improve. So whoever's watching today, don't skip practice today. Whatever it is, whether it's your art or content creating or dancing or sculpture, that's the gift God gave you. He didn't give it to somebody else, He gave it to you. So you need to work that gift. Practice it, honor it, get obsessed with it, get passionate about it. Go find a mentor, take some classes, read some books. Put it in the comments. What are you working on right now? And make sure you get on it. Ouch. So I'll end this video with a quick little chat about starting YouTube at the age of 42. I'm what they call a xennial, right? I am an older millennial, geriatric millennial, if you will. First thing, at my age, you just don't care anymore. You don't care what people think. Not like I did when I was, say, 20 years old. I've tried everything. I have worked at the mall. I've worked in retail. I have been a Starbucks barista. I have been a piano teacher. I've been a musical theater director. I've been a vocal coach. I even tried opening up an art club. I show a little bit of my neon sign here that I kept for memories. But I tried that for 1.5 years, and the kids were adorable, and this studio actually used to be set up as a classroom, and I was the neighborhood art lady. The kids would come and I would teach them how to do little art projects, but I couldn't keep the business afloat after a while. So I said, I'm gonna go for it. And as my thumbnail said, I really took a plunge, and I'm dedicating myself to YouTube now and full-time art making. Now, most of my loved ones know that I've been talking about YouTube for quite a few years now and procrastinating on it. But what they didn't know is that I've actually been dreaming of this since about high school. I and one of my best friends, Sharon, here she is, would talk about having our own cable access network. Yes, like Wayne and Garth in the movie Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, party time, accident.
So I guess that movie had quite an impact on me. I was playing a lot of electric guitar at the time, but I always thought how fun and cool it would be to just have your own little show where you can say and do what you want, create what you want, and have a little audience to share it with. And of course, as an introvert, the fear can be crippling. I know I don't seem like one, but I'm an introvert that's learned how to survive in the world. And I'll chat more about my musical career and career changes in a future video. But to sum it up, I was teaching piano lessons consistently and successfully for the last 21 years. And I did that until I couldn't do it anymore. So in 2023, after much prayer and many tears, I realized and knew that God was giving me a green light to move on to the next season. I put on one more recital and we all said goodbye, and I began my journey as an artist. And I thought to myself, this is the job that pays my bills, Lord. You know, when he calls you to something, sometimes it doesn't make sense and you just have to trust, and that's what faith is. It's not faith unless it's tested. So after much prayer, I realized that I actually didn't have the grace to teach anymore, and that God was calling me to something different. And don't get me wrong, teaching is a noble and essential and necessary and important role, especially in the arts. But now was my time to create. So I finally chased my dream to be a full-time artist and content creator. So if you're watching this and you know that there's more in you, that this can't be it, this can't be the end for me, and I have so much more to give, and I know I have gifts and talents in me that have not been utilized, that the world needs to see. And don't consider your age, don't consider your background, don't consider your lack of experience. Put some feet to your faith and just know that everything that you need is already inside of you. As I said in my last video, you were born to shine. He said, "You're my shining star." That's what I got out of that painting. That's really the reflection that I got. You are a shining star, and you need to fulfill what God has put on your heart. And know that He did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind.